Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Friday at 4. My name is James Schreiber, and I hope everybody had a good week. For those of you who watched our last video, I'm just going to give a little recap for those who might be joining us for the first time. I have been in talent acquisition going on almost 30 years and have worked with companies throughout the globe on helping with both internal and external talent acquisition needs. My specialty is what I've devoted my professional career to, and it's something I take very, very passionately. We also have Amanda back for another week. Amanda, how was your week?
Hi, everyone. So my name is Amanda Vanderheiden. For those who do not know, I'm a talent development and coach expert. My specialty is large-scale learning and development for global organizations, implementation, deployment, and evaluation. But I love helping people grow and learn. And that's one of the reasons why Jim and I are coming to you live Friday at 4 to talk about things we can do to develop ourselves and help those around us.
Great. Well, this week I think we have a very interesting topic. It was out of all the emails that I received from our last video, the one that kept standing out was, how do I differentiate myself based on who I am as opposed to what my resume says? So that really comes down to one thing, which is branding. Who are you? What do people think of you? How do you make yourself distinct in a marketplace where there might be many, many, many other people with the same title, the same kind of background that you have, going after a same position? I'm trying to hit that point of who are you, what are you about, and what do people think about you when they're told, hey, Amanda's going to be on our project, or Amanda's going to be on our team. What is that? What's their first clue? Is it that Amanda's very efficient and she's a good worker, she's a good team player? That branding is so important. That's going to make the difference between sending your resume out in which it says that you've done X, Y, Z, and hey, guess who just came on the market? Or guess who's interested in possibly finding a new position? Bob. Because of Bob's brand, people are more likely to want to interview him and talk to him. So how do you develop a brand? Amanda, have you thought about what your possible brand could be or is?
Yeah, absolutely, Jim. So what I've always been told is I'm the client whisperer. When someone has a difficult client, they send them my way because I love psychology and motivation and background. And so I know I can get in there and I can turn any account around. It's my specialty. And I really enjoy the challenge of it. I've also been told I'm very high energy, and I've been told that I always get results. And that's something that's very important to me. I want people to know that I'm reliable. And one thing you can do, if you're curious of how other people are viewing you, whether that's your colleagues, your friends, your family, you can actually do something called a 360 light, where you reach out. It can be 3 questions to a bunch of people who work with you, above you, below you, and just send them 3 questions. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What can I improve upon, right? And you'll be interested. If you reach out to enough people, you'll start to hear a trend. Jim, how about you? What's your reputation?
Well, I built my career on a couple things: efficiency, meeting deadlines, being productive, and the most important thing for me is the honesty and trust factor. In talent acquisition, whether you are at a more junior level or a very senior level, one of the things you realize is that people open up to you. They talk to you about their career needs and wants. They talk to you about compensation. They talk to you about their current employer or past employers. So that trust factor, that factor of this information is going to stay with you, is extremely important. And I've really taken that and made it the hallmark of my career. One of the things that you said is so, I think, spot on. And that is, when we're talking about a brand, we're not talking about your title at work or what your business card says. We're talking about your brand. Who are you? What do people think about you when you join their team or their project? What do your coworkers think about you? What do your friends think about you? You know, the only way to find that out is to actually ask them what they think about you. And we're not talking about, you're a fantastic friend or this or that, but the real issue here is when Amanda or Jim or Bob or Jane is invited to some sort of outing, work outing, a work project, or your employer or your manager or whoever thinks, I want this person involved. Why is that? It isn't just about title. It isn't just about experience. There has to be that X and Y factor that you have to determine. And I think Amanda has some pretty good tools that can help you get to the point where you start to determine, this is my brand, this is what I want to build on, and this is going to help project and promote my career moving forward in my job, either job hunt or within the same company.
It's so true, Jim. So a lot of times people ask me, I'll have clients ask me, I'm going to interview at a tech company. Should I really wear a suit? If they don't really wear suits there, yes, absolutely. Because how you present yourself, how you show up, whether it's at an interview or every day in the office, it matters. It says something about you. So for example, one fun fact about me, this is actually my birthmark. I was born with white in my hair. And so when I go into very corporate buttoned up clients, I always let them know this is not a statement. This is actually my birthmark. And so little things even like that can make a difference of how people view you and the assumptions they make about you. So you want to make sure that you're presenting what you think you're presenting, right? And you want to make sure that the package matches the content of your experience.
That's a good point. The other most important factor, I think, out of all this is you have to be who you are, right? Your brand can't be made up on Madison Avenue and then you're going to fit your career into what somebody else has determined your brand to be. You have to determine what that is. And you do that with the help of your friends, your family, your coworkers, maybe past employers. That's really the essence of it. Because once you figure out what your brand is, who you are, then you know how to go about marketing yourself, whether that be as a subject matter expert, whether that be as a project manager, whether that be as just somebody who's a good team player. So you have to be able to figure out, who am I? And, I know a lot of people, what they do is they build a resume, and the resume looks great. And they send the resume out, and what happens? Either they don't get a call back or things don't move as quickly as they were hoping. And what we hear a lot on the talent acquisition side, Amanda, is we hear, well, if I could just get to the phone call. The resume doesn't do me justice. If I could just get to that phone call, they'd really see and understand my background, my skill set, who I am. Well, somehow, and there are tools that can help, and I think Amanda will talk about that. Somehow you have to get that brand, that personality onto the paper. That will make you a little different than all those other people going for those jobs, and especially the senior jobs, right? Because the more you move up the corporate ladder, the less of those senior jobs become available. But that's where your branding truly is made.
That's such a great point, Jim. You really want congruence, right? So for example, if I say I'm a detail-oriented person and my resume has 3 typos in it, that's a mismatch, right? I'm saying that my brand is detail-oriented, but yet I'm not actually showing it. So you need to make sure that your messaging, your presence, your content is all congruent with what the message that you are trying to say.
And a good point, something we see again a lot in the talent acquisition field, is when we do get someone on the phone and we're having that conversation, we ask them to tell us about their background, their skill set, their experience. They start reading their resume as if it's a script that was put in front of them. Look, this is your life. You should know it better than anyone. You shouldn't have to have a piece of paper in front of you to be able to talk about who you are, what you've done, what has led you to this point in your career, and where you'd like to go. So how do you get there? Well, look, there are many different teaching tools, and there are companies out there, including ours, that can help you start to develop a brand, start to figure out who you are within a career spectrum. Go to our website, www.grtas.net. Sign up for a 30-minute consultation call to talk about what you might be looking for and how we can help. But the thing is, you really have to do something, because if not, you just become one of 100, 1,000, 10,000 resumes in a database in many, many different companies. And your frustration level will grow and grow and grow. So Amanda, maybe talk to them about some of the tools and ideas that we could provide them as a company to help start them on their path.
Absolutely. So one of the things that we actually offer for free, so you can actually call complimentary free consultation on where you're at, where you want to go, so we can get a feel for you and how we could possibly help you. Another service that we offer is coaching, so you can develop yourself, goal setting, so you can identify what you actually want to accomplish. There's so much that we can do. We have a lot of different services that we can offer to help you, but we want to talk to you. We want to know what's keeping you up at night, right? And we want to know that for the Friday at 4 calls. We want to know that for the podcast we're going to be hosting with special guests. We want to hear your questions, because we are here to support you, to partner with you, and make sure that you are excelling.
So listen, to everybody out there, think about this. If you get nothing else out of this video, the one thing I'd really like you to ask yourself, in a mirror, when you're alone, on the train home, in a taxi, what is my brand? What makes me me? And what do people see and think about when they realize that I'm going to be part of their team, or I'm going to be part of this project that we're working on? If we can help in any way, please let us know. Amanda?
That's step 1. Step 2 is, once you've identified what you think you project or what you want to be projecting, go out, reach out to 10 to 15 people and ask them, what do you think of when you think of me? And there's ways to do it. There are tools like SurveyMonkey where you can do it anonymously. So if they don't feel comfortable with telling you to your face, there's ways to do it in an anonymous way. You can reach out to 15 people, and you'd be surprised how many trends. And that's the first step, is identifying what you want, knowing where you actually are, and then we can help you get to the next level in your career and your life.
And you know what? It is a little time consuming, and it is a little like work, but developing your career, making you a viable and valuable commodity on the marketplace takes time. It's like any product, takes work. You're going to fail a little. You're going to stumble a little, but you will get to where you want to be. And if we can help again in any way, please let us know. We look forward to getting your comments. We look forward to getting ideas for our upcoming both podcasts and videos. Please remember to join us every week at Friday at 4. Visit our website at www.grtas.net. And please like this video and hit the bell to subscribe so you know when we post more videos. Amanda, anything you'd like to say in closing?
That's it. Think about your brand. Make sure you're packaging yourself the way you want to. And we'll see you next week.
Everyone, enjoy the rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week. Goodbye.